Hey Geminis, welcome to August. Welcome to Leo season. Here we are. We just went through a lot in Cancer season. It almost feels for you guys like it's been a daze. A really dramatic, drawn out days that you really felt over with before it even began. So I think in August we're ready to start moving forward here. I'm using the Hieronymus Bosch deck. And we're going to be talking about this first half of the month for you guys, okay? We're going to go over the astrology a little bit. We're going to talk about love probably at the end, unless it comes up during. Okay? So, Gemini, this is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, guys. And check out your other placements, like your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If this reading doesn't resonate with you, it's not meant to. And that's why we have other placements, other readings, and other readers on YouTube. Alrighty. So, guys, this first half of the month, I'm actually going to be away in Scotland from the 8th to the 15th, so I will not be doing any readings during that time. I will not be doing or taking on any personal or especially in 24-hour emergency readings. I'm not taking any of those, so please make sure to email me before you book a reading right now. If I don't have time before I go, I'm going to have to schedule you for afterwards. So, again, all that information on booking a reading with me is right below this video in the description box. If you're Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, you guys get $10 off of any 30-minute or longer reading for the duration of Leo season. So let's get right into this here. We're starting the month off, you know, with that Leo new moon. Depending on where you are in the world, it could be August 1st. It was July 31st for where I am. So I celebrated that with Lamas. I never say it right, so please don't make fun of me. We're still in the Mercury retrograde shadow period. I don't know what my beef is with that word. I just can't say it right, so we're just gonna leave it like that. It was really, I felt like it was a lovely time for new beginnings, for manifesting, for working towards, you know, new beginnings after what we released, after what came up in Cancer season with that insane double eclipse we had in opposite signs of Cancer and Capricorn. So we're starting off the month with this wonderful, great time for self-focus, new beginnings, and this Leo new moon really, I mean, you guys can check out your Leo new moon reading. You can check out, you know, what that was for you. I have that up there. It's time-stamped. But the astrology of it, and the astrology of this month really is making a lot of really important squares and trines with Uranus and Taurus. What does that mean? A lot of unpredictable but very positive changes, because it's making a lot of it's making some squares and trines to all these, you know, Sun in Leo, Venus in Leo, another Sun in Leo conjunct Venus in Leo. There's like a lot of them there. We're starting off the month, you know, right on the 2nd with another Venus in Leo squaring Uranus and Taurus. And we also had that, again, like I was just saying, with that new moon. So there's a lot of new, exciting, adventurous energy in terms of love, a lot of freeing up type of energy, experimental. And if we felt confined or suffocated, it's going to have us seeking freedom here in the beginning of the month. I'm just telling that to everybody because that energy is around and we need to be open-minded and flexible. But let's get into your tarot now and we'll see how the astrology coincides. Okay? Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I decided to use the I almost called the Hermetic Tarot because the Hermit's right on it. But the Bosch Tarot here, because it has kind of double meanings to me. I have my own meanings and energy that I derive from it, but it also has some really interesting messages from, you know, what they're intended with the book here. I feel like I said that really weird, but I like to read the booklet messages for these cards because they're very different. And you'll know what I'm talking about if you have not seen me read with this deck before. I read with it not that often because it's a very different deck. But if you're a subscriber and you see me read with it before, you know what kind of message we're in for now. So Geminis. Come on, give me a card for your energy here. Okay. Queen of Chalices. Up in our good feels, honestly. I think that we're looking to fill some emotional gaps that we've kind of left undealt with, or, unfilled, because we either had some fears about, whether it was going to happen or not. Was this going to be possible? It's almost like, and I know this is a very specific message, if you are a mother, or if you're thinking of having a child and you're holding off because you're waiting for some work thing to go through, or something to pan out, something to settle in your life, even a relationship, it's like you're starting to get ready to fill that up now. You're getting ready to make that commitment, to do that, because you didn't think, in a lot of ways, I think, that the timing was ever going to pan out, that it was ever going to feel perfect, that it was ever going to feel right for this to happen, for you to expand your family, or, again, expand a relationship further, or tell somebody the depth of how you're feeling, really explore love again, explore our feelings, if it's not, having a child. But, there's an expansive quality in the heart this month that we're having the time and energy to actually look into, and we've been putting it off. It feels to me like, for some reason, I just get that you guys, Queen of Swords reverse, been feeling like you needed to put off. I'm going to read the readings. I'm going to read the messages from this book. I'm sorry, guys. Mercury shadow period for me is just as bad in terms of speaking. Really kicks the door on its way out. Where's the Queen of Chalices? Queen of Chalices, recollection. Sometimes we experience new sensations from past recollections when we look within ourselves. So yes, this is a deep card here. It's about looking within our feelings. It's about understanding something from a totally different perspective now. There's a deeper understanding to something that, I think you thought was over with, but that eclipse season has brought up to you, and now in the Leo new moon, it's time to look at it from a totally new perspective. It's time to look at it with fresh eyes, a fresh energy. Life has changed around you, and it's time to recognize that, is how I feel. The Queen of Swords, wow. These are big messages, guys, but it feels good. I have to say, right off the bat, your energy feels good. It doesn't feel the way some of the readings have felt here. We've been through it. We're like really over all that crap that we had to go through within the past month or so. Queen of Swords, the furious one who finds comfort but no answers in threats. So when this card is reversed, you're gonna, what it's saying is, you're gonna find, you might find comfort, but you're not going to find the answers you look if you come at something furiously. And when I see this reverse, we're coming at something without even thinking, or, again, like I was saying in the beginning here, feels like something that you didn't think you were going to have to deal with. So you really emotionally are trying to figure out how to respond to this, how to express, how to come across, what you're feeling here. It's like you understand this to a degree, but you don't really know how to express this. You don't know how to move forward. You don't know how to make this decision right now. So you're kind of, there might be a tendency to lash out. There might be a tendency to freak out if you don't agree emotionally with somebody as well in the beginning of the month here. There's a lot of feelings coming up from deep below because it's almost like you're allowing them to finally. You finally have the time, almost for some of you. You finally have the time to look within yourself, and you could be self-criticizing a little too much, and you need to lean into a lighter perspective on yourself. Gemini, you have an interesting feeling this month. That's really what I have to say. It's in your environment, your surroundings this month. You have two queens here. Look at, the duality. Ugh. Can't speak. It's because there goes the Hermit. Like, remember when I said in the beginning the Hermetic Tarot? And this is not the Hermetic Tarot. This is the Hermetic Tarot. But it's because when I look at this card, because the Hermit here is on the backs of all the tarot. The Hermit. And I just saw the Death card, so we'll see if that comes out again. I'm a little red, I know. It's extremely, extremely hot today. So I apologize, guys, but we're just going to deal with this. This is, a hothouse type of reading, and it feels good, but it all, when you go into a steam room, if you've ever been in one of those, intense steam rooms where you go in and it's supposed to drive all the toxins out of your body, but it really sucks. You might be one of those sick people who can enjoy it, but I have to say, I do not enjoy them. I feel like I'm going to pass out the whole time. It makes you nauseous. It's not a comfortable feeling. And that's what's going on here, because we're experiencing, because the month before this, those eclipses, it's like I'm trying to find the words to describe this to you. I'm sorry. It's like it's difficult because it's a difficult feeling. But that last month brought up some stuff for you. It brought up some really open wounds that you didn't really know were still there. Emotions that you thought had been gone for maybe even years. You thought you were over it. I just feel like it was a rough eclipse season. A lot of also other people's emotions being thrown at you, other people's drama, other people's issues and situations. And it was exhausting, I remember, for you guys. I'm a Gemini rising on my Vedic chart, and I felt that. It felt very chaotic. A lot of other people's information and chaos being thrown at you, and you being expected to deal with it, but also at the same time, like, you didn't want to and you didn't know how, and it was just kind of a mess. And I feel like a lot of loose ends are still in the air, and you kind of just want to turn your back on it, let it go, but here they are coming back to make you feel bad about not tying up those ends or not dealing with that. You could have people trying to guilt trip you this month. Oh, you didn't do this. Oh, you didn't do it this way. You never called me back on this, or don't you care? Aren't you my friend? Shouldn't you, you need to make time for me. A lot of things like that. A lot of people needing stuff from you, it feels right now. Or not even right now, but in that past month, and that kind of left you used up in a lot of ways, raw. Like, you're left now like in this quiet vacuum where it's like, okay, everything's gone. And now you have to go within and really look at what your emotions are saying and doing. Because last month you were looking at everybody else's. So yeah, see how rough of a weird, see how weird of a transition it was for me to just explain that? It's like, again, I feel like you guys are coming to that conclusion in the same way. It's kind of weird. And I'm feeling like you're finding it in these you're realizing what's going on with you in these unexpected moments. Like, you're driving in your car, you finally have the house to yourself, and you're like, I have no plans. I got nothing going on. What do I do? And it's like, all of a sudden it's like, all right, here are your feelings, here's your emotions, time to deal with it, time to go within and think about what you want in your heart. What is your heart telling you in these moments instead of your head? We've been listening to the head so much. We've been listening to other people's problems so much. Time to take a step back, because you're just going to get mad if people come at you with drama and their problems again this month. And you're not going to want to deal with it because it's Leo season. It's time to think about you. It's time to go within. The Hermit is also the card of Virgo. Virgo. So again, Virgo season here is coming up in the second half of August. I almost feel like you guys are ready for that already. It's been kind of hazy, and you thought Leo season was going to be more of an explosive energy for you, and it's good because it's making you self-focused, but it doesn't feel the same this year. There's a lot of new beginnings, but there's also worries, fear, doubt creeping in, and we got to look at why. And what are we not giving ourselves that we deserve at this point, that we've known we deserve? That what is it, that thing that we haven't even gone for, that we wanted, that we didn't even we didn't even focus on until now? Now it's coming up and saying, you emotionally have a hole right here, and it wants this. And for some of you, that could be a child. It could be a relationship, because maybe you're single and you just haven't even been thinking about love. Maybe it is, reconnecting to a friendship, reconnecting in a relationship genuinely. There's just a lot of emotional reconnecting and there's an emotional void that needs to be looked at here. And the Hermit here, I love the description of the Hermit, so we're going to look at that real quick. Okay. Through his own strength, man can be refreshed by a monstrous shape as if it were the most angelic of visions, thoughts. And what a beautiful message that is. I really love these cards. They come in and they really slap you a new one, but in the most roundabout, poetic, metaphorical way. I really love it. But yeah, you've been through a lot here. You were asked for a lot this year. There was a lot of shifts that have happened for you, Gemini, but you've been through them. Everybody else might still be going through them in Leo season, and this is where you're at. You're already ready for Virgo season, so take a breather. Take a break. Appreciate yourself. talk about those emotions, explore those emotions, start journaling, start having a conversation. If, you know, you need to talk to some feminine friends or people that, you know, have that type of Queen of Chalices, open-hearted energy, somebody that you can go to with these feelings, talk about them with. It's time to do that. It's time to have those conversations about our emotions that we didn't have for the past, you know, few months. I wanted to say just this past month, but it wasn't, because everybody else was throwing their emotions at you. But where were your emotions? Oh, wait, you didn't speak them. We were too busy dealing with everybody else, weren't we? There was so much going on. You didn't even have time to even sit down and focus on your emotions. And I find with air signs that you guys can do that. I don't think any other sign can do that but an air sign. I've seen a lot of air signs in my life do that, where they're just running around not thinking about emotions. They're so focused in their routines and dealing with other people's problems and helping and having other people communicate to them, doing work, all this other stuff, that they actually forget about their emotions. You guys forget about grounding yourself and about the Queen of Chalices, you know, that your feels, really. Sorry. Let's keep pulling some cards here. This is an interesting read. I love these cards because you never need that many of them. For some of you, there's been like a three-headed problem. 3 people, 3 situations, one problem that kind of seems to come into 3. I love the 3-headed bird monster in here. But it's needing to look at it from a different perspective. How is it strengthening you? What have you learned from this situation? What can you learn now by going within and looking at this from a totally different perspective? Think of it from somebody else's eyes. Think of it from a more enlightened perspective about what it could bring you, what it's trying to bring you, instead of, you know, this is a pain in the ass, I don't want to deal with this. Why did I have to deal with all these other things? Why are problems coming up when I thought I already dealt with everything? I dealt with all the crap. I'm done with it. But are you? In a lot of ways, I think that 3-headed bird there represents your mind, body, soul. I kind of get that with the number 3. So are we aligned in all those areas? Where have we changed? Where do we need to allow ourselves to change at this point? What do we need to change in terms of perspective on our life and how we want it to grow from here? What do we really want? What kind of life do we want to be living? I think a lot of people in Leo season are asking that question. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. Whew. That's money, baby. No, I love this card. 10 of Pentacles here is, I mean, it's money. It's the best abundance you can get. You have so much abundance that you don't even, like, materially, you're totally set. Also, the 10 of Pentacles could be a change in home, getting to that amazing place that you wanted to get to, having that work out, feeling a great sense of companionship, closeness, and interconnectedness within your family, feeling like wealthy, healthy, in all things of the spirit and all things materially of the earth. So again, whether you're traveling, you're getting a new home, you're beautifying your home, you're focusing just a lot more on home and family this month. And that's where it needs to be. You're feeling, again, this is just wealth in all things of that. Let me read the description from this book, but it just feels so good. The 10 of Pentacles is one of those cards that everybody wants to get and not a lot of people get. So money is looking good. Home is looking great. Okay? The 10 of Pentacles in this deck is avarice. When the treasure casket is full, there will not be much space left for what could yet be to come. Sorry, so that was interesting. So yeah, make sure you have enough left for how you want to grow your family. Again, there's a sense of growth here. If you guys really are thinking about growing your family, about expanding, moving, adding to your family in some way, this is a really great month. Adding to your home in a big way, moving in together, even proposals. If you've been putting off a proposal, or, you know, taking that next step in a relationship, or even in a marriage, you know, having that other child, you know, this is like a month where you're realizing you've got this. You were worried about not being able to do this and not being able to get here, but here we are. Here we freaking are. You've been wanting this 10 of Pentacles. You've been manifesting this, haven't you? So again, things with money and home are great. It's emotions that we got to start to look at here in Leo season, which is interesting, right? Now that everything else is kind of good, and, you know, everybody else might still be working through this stuff in Leo season, but a lot of it seems to have freed up for you guys. You've been doing it. You did all your work. You did your homework, and now it's time to revel in what you've done, to take a step back, And instead of looking at something with that stressed out, you know, oh, what am I ever going to have enough? Am I ever going to get there? Am I ever going to have the life that I want? Am I ever going to be able to, you know, have that thing that emotionally I want that I haven't talked about, that I haven't even put into words, that I haven't really brought up for a while. That thing that I never thought I was going to be able to have the time to go to is now the time to do it. And what does that mean to me now? There's a lot of exploration there by going, because you have the time to go deep now, because everything else is so good. So if you're taking a vacation, if you're going away from home, if you're, again, buying a new home, going to a place that feels so wonderful, like that 10 of Pentacles, spending time with family, locking something down, like it's just all good stuff here in terms of home, family, love. It just feels good. Like I wish it could just be one thing and I could just give you one story, but for all of you, it just feels like different forms of abundance coming in the home and in the family. 2 of Wands. And then we have a decision to make here. You have the world in your hands. What are you going to do with this energy? I love the 2 of Wands for that. There could be some decisions, but it doesn't feel pressing. You know which directions kind of to move here. You've been going on that. You're on that bridge already. So where are you going to go with this wand? Let's read the description in the book here, because I know it's very different. Okay. The mischievous person, not to be afraid of those with power, and that the precarious situation makes one whole. Guys, some of you might have had amazing opportunities this month. Again, if you're having a child, if you're starting a new job, you're moving, you're doing all this stuff here, or one of those things, or all of the above, you know, this is like, the world is in your hands. Don't let, you know, the fear of stepping up here scare you. You're meant to do this. This is your time. Take a step into this, and don't allow, you know, the fear of, you know, whatever that is, like, especially if it's a new boss situation, because that's kind of what comes up here with this card specifically, or, you know, a new job. If you don't feel like you have the skills, or if, you know, you just found out you're pregnant and like you wanted to have a child, but now you're like, oh my God, do I have what it takes, or do I have enough money? Do I have the life that's ready for this? It's like, you asked for this. It wouldn't be here on your doorstep. It wouldn't have been given to you after all of this if you didn't still want this, if this isn't something that you still wanted, but here it is on your doorstep. So take it. Okay, don't be afraid of the power that you're stepping into. Don't fear this. Don't fear whatever you're stepping. It just feels like you guys are leveling up. I've like leveled up in such a huge way, and you're kind of just stopping and looking around you this month and getting to kind of experience it and emotionally experience it. It just feels good. I have to say, Gemini, this might be my favorite reading for this month. Let's take some cards for love. Gonna put these over here. All right, let's take some cards for love here with the Morgan Greer. Love and relationships for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Love and romance. Love and romance. King of Swords. What's this? I really want to pull this. Lovers. There you guys are. Interesting. King of Swords and the Lovers are the first 2 cards to come out here. Wow. Some of you guys might have an Aquarius, or you might be opening yourself up to an Aquarius here. This is your card. I also feel that this is kind of a choice in love that we're coming into. Some of you guys, you have a decision to make, or maybe some of you are approaching an Aquarius in terms of love here. Aquarius might be approaching you with a decision. Could be another Gemini. It could be a... Okay. Going to say Libra, but I feel like this is talking about the Aquarius full moon there on the 15th. That's going to be a really interesting full moon, because I think it's going to bring a lot of the emotional confusion right up to the surface to be dealt with. And it's going to make sense. Things are going to make sense. The emotions we've been feeling, the things we've been feeling. 6 of Wands. Again, if you're trying to expand your relationship, expand your family, it feels like a good time around that. I don't know why I'm getting that for you guys. Anyway, it's strange. But 6 of Wands comes in. You're on the right track. You have been through a lot. Your relationship has been through tests. If you're in a marriage or a relationship, you know, we've been through it, and now is the time to celebrate. You're on the right track. Things are moving smoothly. Things are wonderful. We're coming back into connection with love. There just seems to be a greater sense of authority, or again, a higher sense of energy from you. You've stepped up. You have grown, and you're ready to come back into something emotionally, to come back into something physically. You are shining bright in terms of love here. You're ready to communicate. You're ready to feel. Again, this is a very emotionally driven month for you, emotionally focused. I love it. Again, I'm getting really hot all of a sudden. Maybe it's because I'm drinking hot coffee, but I just feel like it's spicy. This is a spicy month for you. And that's why children keeps coming up. So if you don't want to have children, be careful this month. Why does this feel nice? 7 of Wands. I like the 7 of Wands. In this deck, it's such a nice energy. You know, it's upholding your principles here. It's upholding your values in a situation, upholding how you feel, who you are, what you brought to the table. You know, you have to stand up. You know, who are you in terms of love? Love now. I'm so sorry, guys. Mercury, I know it's direct, but it's still in a shadow period, and it's killing me a little bit. 6 of Wands and the 7 of Wands right after. It's also really hot, so I apologize. But 6 and then the 7 here. That's a period of growth. We've made some decisions. We've been through something. We made a decision. Now we're moving forward, and we're backed. We know what our principles are. We know where we stand, and now we have to kind of speak that to the world here. We have to make sure we're upholding who we are and what we want right now. We have to uphold this new sense of not victory, but a new sense of alignment in a relationship or in a marriage or in just love itself. If we want to open ourselves up to it, we're going to have to go out there and fight for it. We're going to have to get on our horse here and show the world what we've got and uphold those principles. Not get discouraged if things don't immediately work out, if things don't immediately pan out with that new person you're interested in. You know what I mean? You have to believe in yourself, and you can't just like immediately give up if something isn't exactly what you think it is or exactly what you want. Page of Swords. Interesting that he comes up here. What's you doing here, Page of Swords? It just feels like, I mean, to me, he's always kind of an energy of observation. Somebody might be, I feel like, I don't know, I'm getting a message, you know, somebody might be watching you, somebody from the past might be kicking around on your timeline, on your stuff here. You might get a weird DM, a weird message. I want to pull a clarifier on that because that's interesting to me for love this month. But there's also an energy of clarity and communication that comes with him. However, I just feel like he's saying, what's that saying there? Okay. 10 of Swords reversed, 7 of Swords. Four of Swords. Okay. This is weird. I feel this month we might see something that makes us pause. If you're in a relationship, or so you have 2 7s here. There's a push through even when we think things are going smoothly. Remember when I said everything was going pretty smoothly here? If you've been feeling, if this is you that's feeling something, that's been hiding something, that has been keeping something below the surface here, I just feel like it's almost like I'm at a loss for it. Like you don't know how to communicate this, but you have to find a way this month. 10 of Swords, 7 of Swords. I mean, I'm sorry, I'll hold these up here, but I'm just wanting to look at them for a second. Interesting, right? I just feel like you're going to see something, you're going to hear something, you're going to know something. There's something that's coming in here, and I think it's like you see something. I don't mind the 10 of Swords reverse, if I'm being honest, though. It just feels like you might have expected something worse, but in reality, you're realizing you're in a more advantageous place than you thought, honestly. Whatever you were fearing, there's not much there to fear, so it's time to rest and relax. Or, you know, if you don't really know what that weirdness is about right now, don't worry about it with the 10 of Swords reversed. It's kind of what I feel. it might be that they're coming out of a darker place, whoever you're dealing with. Because, again, a lot of the other zodiac signs are really going through it, and you might be just trying to focus on reconnecting in love and emotions and all this nice stuff. And you might be kind of hitting some brick walls. You know, this person might be, whoever your partner is, whoever you're dealing with, whoever you're trying to deal with in terms of love here, it just feels like they might have some walls up. They might feel attacked in some ways. And you're going to be like, I really don't get why you feel attacked, but you need to see it from their perspective and know that they're going through something else that you might not understand right now. Don't worry about it. I don't feel like it's a cheating thing. I don't feel like it's something like that. I do feel that it might be best to sit on this one until you know better. Just kind of watch it. And like relax and just be there for that person. Let me pull a card of advice actually, because Leo season has the capacity to make us see something as about us when it's really not about us at all. Yeah, King of Rods. It's really just Leo season. Advice here, communicate what you need to communicate, but also be honest, be in control of your emotions, be in control, you know, because again, he has this sense of control, sense of authority, sense of maturity that the other wands don't have. And you know, you don't always think of the King of Wands as the most mature dude, but he's coming across as a way that's able to communicate, but also be mature about this. Also be a little bit more in check and in control. Don't just like say everything that you might, because you might see something and you might want to jump to conclusions, say this, say that, flip out, make a big deal out of it. And right now it just feels like they're going through something that will come forth and they'll want to communicate at a different time. But right now you just kind of got to be King of Wands about it. Or again, if you're dealing with a Leo right now, you just got to know that this person is dealing with whoever this is dealing with their own stuff, and the communication will happen later. But right now, it's really just about stepping back here, taking some solitude, taking some you time to work through these emotions, even if it is like you're in a partnership, a marriage, a relationship. You know, when they're feeling that way, it's coming across that way, moodiness, craziness, just take like a step back and do your own thing. It's like time to focus on you. So let's pull some Doreen Virtue romance angel cards. I almost just fell. Let's see. Love and romance for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. The romance angels. What do they have to say for Geminis? Advice, guidance. Okay. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So get to know each other. Talk. Have conversations. I think that you're going to want to have a lot of emotionally charged conversations this month. And I'm going to recommend that you do. And when you hit up against that wall, just try to be mature, but also try not to instigate. Just step back and be like, okay, whatever. Like, it's just better to do that right now than to get into the craziness, because other people aren't going to know how to define things like you are, if I'm being honest. Yeah, pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Interesting. So again, yeah, there are red flags. There are red flags. That Seven of Swords and that Seven of Wands to fight issues that might come to your attention, and you need to find a way to communicate about them, or find a way to communicate about them later. But there are things that are cautioning you, and I also think that this is kind of a warning to you not to snap, not to lose it, not to go ape shit because other people are dealing with things that you've already dealt with and you don't want to deal with it anymore, okay? So, don't worry. I think I'm going to do a love reading for all the signs this month if I have time. If I have time. I don't know how much time. I feel like time is running out. So, we'll see. But I'm been kind of drawn to do that. So, if I have time before I leave, I'm going to do one. But we'll see. All right, Geminis. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, guys. Let's check out what Stacey DeMarco has to say here with the Halloween Oracle. Advice and guidance from our higher selves, our spirit guides for Gemini. Gemini, what's going on? Okay. Come on, you know, I'm just trying to pull one card here. It's like, doesn't even want me to shuffle it. It comes flying out. But it's a good card. Infinite possibilities. And I kind of knew this one was going to come out for you. Because things feel good for you, but also confusing. But it's only confusing, know this, because everybody else is confused right now. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay, Gemini. All right, I'm just going to say that a third time. Okay, infinite possibilities. It is easy to feel small in a world that is so busy and personal and seemingly self-absorbed. We can at times feel lost and unclear about our direction, and lose sight of our place in the cosmos. The Skull of Stars reminds us that we are only limited by our own imagination and boundaries. If we can dream it, it is possible. This card indicates that you need to think bigger and more broadly about your future and what you would like to achieve. Perhaps there are false beliefs, often old, that no longer serve you as you grow and change. Sometimes these beliefs may not even be yours. They may have been imparted to you by your parents or the wider community, yet feel rather incongruent to you. You need to endeavor with all of your heart and soul to live the life you want and honor your own wishes and truth. So yeah, it's interesting because I feel like this message came up actually for Aries a little bit. Was it Aries? No, I think it was more... I guess it was Aries. It was the Aries-Libra line there, but it was more Libra actually than Aries, that we need to let go of what we have believed this whole time, or the societal norms that we've been adhering to that really don't fit us anymore. The areas where we're doing things for other people, but does this make us happy? I'm doing this for my mom or my dad, or I'm doing this for because like my family expects this of me, or I'm putting this to the side for now because I want to be successful to them. I want to give them this, or I want them to think this of me. This is what they wanted for me. What do you want? What do you want for you, Gemini? It's time to really look at that. It's time to realize that your possibilities have grown. You have grown. You're at another level now, and it's time to expand your vision of what is possible and really what you can do, and what your life can be. It can be so much more than I think you can even think of it, right? That you can even see right now. I am done. I'm done, okay? We're done with this reading. I'm done with this retrograde. I just want to be able to speak again. Okay. All right, Gemini. So those are your messages for the first half of August 2019, guys. I'll see you in the second half of August after I get back from Scotland. Follow me on Instagram for pictures and stuff and daily readings. Definitely check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the first half of August, as well as for your Leo new moon reading, which I have time-stamped and up. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. If you want to get 20% off of your Teespring order, you can use the code LEOSZN at checkout. Thank you guys so much for all of your support again, and I'm wishing you guys a wonderful and blessed first half of Leo season in the month. And next time we're going into Virgo season, and we're going to have a lot moving into Virgo. So enjoy all this wonderful, fiery, excited, you-feeling energy, you-centric. It's all about you guys, all right? Namaste.